doll.
Hey, love.
How are you?
I'm good, Rosebud. How are you doing?
Good.
We're back at it.
So back at it.
Another episode of Do We Have To, a marriage podcast. A not actual family production studio. Almost went over it. Not actual family production studio. Your executive producer is Colin Maskell. I am your host, Sean Miller.
I'm Emily.
Emily Miller, who I forgot to introduce properly in the last show, the matriarch of the Miller family. She made me remove the mother effer. She did not like it.
I didn't.
The Sultan of SWAT, the Queen of the Diamond.
I don't like that either. Just go.
The best of the best, the number one, the wonderful lady who dances at the Pink Pony Club, Miller.
Oh my God.
Is that song not a banger?
It is.
I don't care who you are, where you come from, what your belief system is, what you look like. How do you not dance when that song comes on?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think we all do.
Yeah, I don't know. But with that being said, what do we got on the plate for today for our wonderful Do We Have To crew?
A lot.
Let's hear it. What's the lineup, girl?
We're going to talk about some Sour Patch Kid moments. We've got some Do We Have To questions. We're going to do the Get Deep game from Love is Blind.
Yep.
We're going to do a deep card today instead of an icebreaker card.
Love that. So we're going to go beyond just to get to know each other. We're going to get a little bit more intimate with the audience.
Yeah. And we're going to just pick it out of a pile over here and see where it takes us. And yeah, it should be a fun episode.
I love it. Okay. So with all of that, we have quite a show lined up for you. And folks on the Do We Have To crew, thank you so much for tuning in. And Emily and I were talking about going over this upcoming episode and some of the questions that we're going to go over. And really the theme that revolved around this today was really time and how it can be very much a blessing in the sense of understanding the fact that time is a limited resource. It is not unlimited, that it allows us to be able to be proactive and do a lot of things and do a lot of good and be very productive. But at the same time, it can be our arch nemesis.
Absolutely.
In the sense that we make poor decisions, we poorly plan, and we don't make the effort to be the best person we can be because of time.
Right.
And I think we're going to dive into that quite a bit today.
We just had daylight savings time.
We did. And
that is always a cluster, I think, for my own like circadian rhythm, but also for our kids.
I think it's fucking stupid we have it.
Oh, I'm so annoyed. Like
I think it served a purpose previously. Like there was a purpose for it, like anything else, right? There was a purpose at one time, but I think that's the frustrating thing. It's not just people, we can give individuals a hard time, but like the expectation is as things change, you progressively grow.
Right.
We need to do that as a country too. We need to do that as the world as well. And throwing everybody off by losing an hour of sleep is stupid.
I mean, it really messes up life for us. I love that it's lighter, dark, or later instead of darker earlier. Like I love that. But I hate it at the same time because the kids don't go to bed on time. Then they're tired in the morning. It's dark when they wake up, and like getting them ready for school. Like it's like
a restart to the beginning of the school year when everybody's adjusting again. Right. And it's unnecessary. And it affects people in their jobs too. Like you, to your point, the rhythm the sleep rhythm you're in, it gets affected as opposed to just letting our, position with the sun and the seasons just naturally balance out.
Yeah.
That process where it just naturally gets longer during the day and gets shorter. But
so,
with that being said, I assume we have some Sour Patch Kid moments you want to go over in relation to the wonderful daylight savings time.
But I kind of want to ask our crew.
Oh, I like that.
To send us, like, how long does it take your family to get over daylight savings time? Because we are still on the struggle bus.
And what bullshit did you have to put up with this week when that change took place? Let us know. Give us your Sour Patch Kid moments. And we have a special hashtag, right, for the daylight savings? Yeah.
It's do we have to, or hashtag do we have to DST.
DST, daylight savings time. Love that. So, hey, put on our socials, guys. Just let us know. Comment on our videos. Hashtag do we have to DST. Give us your stories. We'd love to hear them. We'll talk about them on the air.
How do you recover? Because the struggle bus is real over
Well, it's
here.
not like we haven't been through this before. Everybody has. It's just, is it a necessary component? You
No.
know what I mean? So what happened this week? What is yours? Because I don't have a Sour Patch Kid moment. This is all you, babe.
My Sour Patch Kid moment
Get 'em, bud.
is from our lovely youngest, again, poor Maeve.
The emotional assassin of our family.
She really is.
Yeah.
Man, did she get me this week.
Yeah.
On Monday of the day after daylight savings time, because
Right.
it like happened on Sunday, you know, she clearly was dragging, and she yelled at me so much for not feeding her. We were eating dinner. We were busy. It was like dance activities.
This
all
was
the
Monday
things.
night?
Yeah.
So this wasn't when she was up in the morning yelling that she couldn't go to school because she would have to blow her nose in front of her class?
No.
Okay.
No, that was a different day.
Oh, that was a different day? Okay. I thought that was
different-
Monday too. Sorry.
No. Oh
And
my
I
gosh.
thought that was a story you were going to tell. But no, keep going. I'm
no,
sorry.
this is when she like flung herself at the table at the counter
Mm-hmm.
and was like, I can't do it. And I was like, do what? And she goes, I can't eat. I was like, why? What's wrong?
Too tired to eat?
And she's like, you need to feed me. And I was like, no, I'm not feeding you. And I was like, you can eat, you can feed yourself. Like you're 5. You can do that. And she goes, I'm too tired to eat and you won't feed me. I can't even lift my fork. Like she lost her mind that she had to feed herself dinner. And then we woke her up and it was nighttime. The sun was not awake, so the sky was not awake. She should not have been awake. She went to school.
That's a mind fuck too, where it's dark
Like
out.
everything was just, she was awake when she wasn't supposed to be. And man, it just, oh gosh. So yeah, hashtag Sour Patch Kid moment.
I tell you
right
what,
there.
Maeve too. She will just not only destroy you, but she can deflect with the best of them. I think she could out debate Trump, no problem. Hey, Maeve, you need to clean up your room.
Trump wouldn't even see it happen.
My legs are too tired, and I'm pretty sure one of them's broken. I
Yes.
can't clean my room.
Yes.
Unless you want to make a child with a broken leg clean a room, if that's what you want on your conscience, or you know,
Right.
I mean, whatever people we need to involve to report something
The
like that. Maybe
Catholic
we do
guilt
that.
is strong with that
Oh,
one.
she knows exactly what she is doing.
Absolutely.
That was a solid cabbage. I wish I could have been there for that because honestly, we didn't talk about this beforehand. I just assumed, looking at the notes before when we had our little production meeting, we just went over it quickly, that
Yeah,
you
no.
were going to talk about her yelling that she couldn't go to school because her nose was running and she was not going to blow her nose
No,
in kindergarten in
No.
front of her classmates.
no, she could not do
And
that.
how could we let her go to school with a
Right,
runny
how
nose?
dare we?
Exactly.
And that we had the audacity to even ask her to get a tissue.
Right.
and blow her up.
Yep. Shout out to
Yeah.
Baby Maeve. We love you.
God,
Keep
we
up the
do.
good work,
she
girl.
is the light.
At least it's entertainment for the Do We Have To crew. So I guess if there's
Absolutely.
anything we can take on that pain for that.
So, do we have to crew submit your Sour Patch Kid moments at our socials with hashtag Sour Patch Kid moment?
And if it's daylight savings in particular, hashtag Do We Have To DST.
Yeah.
Give us those guys. I love to see people
The
participate
struggle
in
bus
that
is
more.
real,
Yeah,
for
now that we're actually good about giving you a heads up that we want you to participate, we expect it now. Do We Have To crew?
We do. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And from Sour Patch Kids moments, it's time to get the focus back on you and me, right? I mean, we're the hosts of the show. People want to know about us, and so
These darn
the
kids.
opportunity is getting deep with the Do We Have To crew and them getting to know us a little bit better.
They've asked for it.
And what better way is there to do it than the game Let's Get Deep?
Do you have the box over there?
I actually prepped myself for that. Look at
Ooh.
it. See, I was actually on it today. So Let's Get Deep,
Fancy.
if you can see here. So this game is used in Love Is Blind.
Yeah.
Shout out Nick Lachey. Shout out Vanessa Lachey. Love you guys. They use
Does
this.
she go by Lachey?
No, maybe not. I'm sorry. And I apologize, Vanessa. I know you're probably never going to listen to the show, but it would be really
Neither
cool
one
one
of them
day if
are.
both of you did. Yeah. Maybe they drink coffee together and he's like, you know what? We've listened to 98 Degrees every morning for the last how many years we've been married. Why don't we listen to a podcast? And what if all of a sudden our podcast came on? And they're like, you know what?
And then he's going to
Maybe we should have these guys on Love Is Blind.
And then he's going to be like, oh, I blocked him.
Yeah, he's like, this guy asked me to play kickball about 7,000 times. Fuck that guy. And then, he's going to report me to Apple. But they use this game as a way for not only breaking the ice because all these people have to date within the pod, but then you're actually trying to get married. The goal is that you find somebody that you're compatible with for marriage. So you do have to break down walls, but then you also have to get to know each other on an extremely intimate level. And today there's 3 types of cards. So if you haven't listened to last week's episode,
I don't.
If you haven't, come on, let's get it going. Okay. But last week's episode, we did an icebreaker card.
Yes.
Then there's a deep, and then there's
Which is what we're going to do today.
A deeper. And so today we're going to do deep. Next week, we're going to dive into a deeper.
Okay.
What we got? These are chosen by random, by the way.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I did not look at these before.
I feel like Emily's tempted to, but
I am really tempted to because I don't like being surprised.
Go for it.
This question is, what is your favorite thing to do after a tough day? I'm going to let you kick that one off, sir.
Oh God, that's a loaded question. It just depends. If it's been like a fuck day with work, and I really love my job and the people I work for. So that's, I assume there's a lot of people out there and I've been in positions where I've had other jobs where that's not the case. But thankfully for me, that's my story right now with where I'm at professionally. But we still have those days where you're just drained, whether it's a combination of life as a couple, as an individual with kids, whatever it is. A lot of times it's not something I enjoy doing, but I know if I go work out, I'll feel better.
Yeah.
But if it was just guilty pleasure, hey, when you do something, it's a fucking Schwarzenegger movie. Schwarzenegger movie, or maybe get a round of, because Seamus has got me addicted to it now because him and I play it together as father-son. Fortnite. Yeah. Just a quick round of Fortnite. Just blast away. But watching Arnold fucking break somebody's neck is
not a fan.
It's quite relaxing. Oh, you just hate Arnold no matter what movie it is?
I've not really ever seen a movie that he's in that I like.
Arnold, I'm so sorry. There's only about 50. How about The Terminator?
Didn't like it.
How can you not like something that is just universally loved? And you wonder why I call you a hipster all the time.
I'm not a hipster.
You're absolutely a hipster. You wear black all the time. You drink hipster swill coffee.
I am in green and black today, but I am in green.
A very hipster comment on your sweater. So,
well, this is
dumb fuckery. I like how you're like, hey, you need to lay off the motherfucker when you're talking about.
And I'm
name,
wearing a dumb fuckery.
And you're wearing a dumb fuckery sweater.
Sorry,
but yeah, that would be me. I would probably watch. That's at least what I've been doing lately. So I watched Total Recall last week when I had a hell of a day, and that was a fun watch. How about you, babe?
Honestly, to be alone.
I want to be alone.
I do. I don't know why, but honestly, it's getting a book.
So you
getting coffee.
Okay, I was going to say, when you just say alone, what does that mean? You're just in a blank room, just sitting there, just staring at the wall?
Sometimes that sounds amazing, honestly. Just
does it?
Nobody talk to me.
I get it.
Nobody touch me. There's an episode of Bluey where the mom's like, nobody come talk to me or touch me or do anything. Nobody need me for 20 minutes.
She's overstimulated.
Overstimulated,
yeah.
And
God, we've all been there.
That's me.
Got it.
I'm very
love the Blu-ray
much
reference.
An introverted extrovert, if that makes sense. Probably more introverted.
Uncle Will called me and him introverted social butterflies.
Yeah, I could do without the social.
Because we do get drained. Him and I do get drained, but we do exert at the same time.
Yeah, I definitely need alone time to recharge. I will never complain for being in the quiet and alone.
Got it. So really it's a book and quietness with nobody around you.
Or just just let me zone.
Sure.
Watching one of my rerun reality TV shows. Right now I'm on a Southern Charm kick. And coffee. Every once in a while, a glass of wine. But since our surgery, I haven't really been able to tolerate alcohol.
Do you think, I haven't had that issue.
No, I know.
Do you think so is there a balance to that? Even if we were kind of around a little bit, because there are times where you are trying to relax, we're around. Did that just completely derail your ability to decompress at all? Or
it almost makes me, I get panicky kind of, because my body's telling me I need to rezone and recenter, but I can't. And so my brain can't process it. I'm overwhelming myself trying to do what I need to do and then have everybody come in. Like,
we need to create a peaceful reading nook for you in our closet. We have enough room in our closet. We just need to reorganize it. Spring
we
cleaning.
don't have.
We could. It doesn't have to be as chaotic as it is in there. But man, maybe a peaceful reading nook with a different paint color for you to relax. I never even thought about that. I'm glad we're talking about this because this is something I wouldn't have thought. I thought if you're sitting and reading, you're relaxing.
No.
And reality is you really need that additional component, which is quietness. See, I'm learning something about Emily here. So it ain't just the do we have to crew learning. I'm learning. So that's something I can be more helpful with for sure.
Like, there really is nowhere in our house where any of us can be alone.
See, and I'm like, for me, for the most part, I'm okay with that. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't affect me the same way it does you. I could, for the most part, like, well, we're just talking about you. How are you going to help me watch Arnold on a regular basis?
Give you all the time.
No, I'm just kidding. I could. The only problem is the kids. Most of our kids, like majority of like the content, it's not great for them. You know, I let Seamus watch Arnold stuff all the time, but yeah. Tegan and Maeve, I don't think would jam on as much.
Oh God, no.
No.
It would give Maeve ideas.
No, that's a good answer though. So book, but quiet. And I'm gonna be more supportive of that. I didn't even think anything of it.
Yeah.
See, and guys, that's why it's good to have these conversations because there's always assumptions that are made in every interaction, and we just go on. Even with us being married for almost 13 years now, you know, I just assume if you got a book and you're sitting and relaxing, you're doing good. You're decompressing. Nope. There's got to be there's other components in the mix that I have to be mindful of. And it's good to know that now.
Yeah.
Time. The Hootie and the Blowfish song.
Yeah, I know.
I really
I'm
love
not
that
going to
album.
join
Cracked Rearview Mirror is like one of the best 90s albums of all time. Debate me on that. Anybody.
I don't want to.
Prove me wrong. It's amazing. No. Sorry. But thank you, everybody, for listening to the Do We Have to Get Deep? We're going to be doing a deeper card next week. I really did like that question.
Think so.
Why
next
not?
week we're doing our book club.
Well, I know that, but we can get one. We can get a card in.
Oh,
we can fit it in. It ain't going to take that long for us to talk about the book. We're much better about it now. So
that's true. And this book probably could help us with a deeper card.
Absolutely. And hey, we want to learn about you. Do we have to, crew? So remember the question. What do you do to relax and decompress, right?
Yeah, what was
hashtag let's get deep. Okay. So,
what's your favorite thing to do after a tough day?
Yeah. Do we have to, crew? What is your favorite thing to do after a tough day? Reach us on socials. Hashtag let's get deep.
Yeah. Love it.
Love that.
Yeah.
Well, it's time. The crux of our show.
Your favorite part of the show.
I do enjoy getting our members' question. I just think it's awesome. And you got a question specifically. I think it's so cool that we've had any type of any mark on the world, but let alone something we're trying to do from a positive standpoint and, allow our story to be told in ways that hopefully people listen to it and they know, we're providing a platform where it's not like this is what you should be doing and you should feel bad if you're not doing it. It is this is the things we've done wrong and these are the things that have worked for us. And if it's worked for you, great. If not, and we're getting questions associated with the things we're talking about. And I feel like we're, providing support at the least. Mm-hmm. So whether it be firm at times, I know I can get a little hot about things. But I think overall it's awesome to get everybody's questions and, certainly continue to do so. www.dowehavето.com, submit a question to the show. And, we will talk about it on air because that seems to be the main thing our Do We Have to crew really interact with us with at this point in time. Yeah. But you can't have a Do We Have to Talk About It without talking about our wonderful sponsor, who is Miss Emily.
Kylie Willis.
Kylie Willis, our wonderful real estate agent that we've used for multiple years out of Keller Williams. Yeah. She is licensed in both Missouri and Kansas. She does one hell of a job. She is a real person realtor. What that means is that she cares about the person and what they're doing. She's not always overly concerned with the sale. And she is, again, licensed both in Kansas and Missouri. So if you're in the Kansas City area and you're looking to buy or sell your home, we highly recommend, as we have used her and she has been very successful for us, Miss Kansas City Kylie. So you can follow her on socials, right? Yep. Instagram's her biggest one, at Kansas City Kylie. Go to her website, kansascitykylie.com.
Yep. And she's part of the Keller Williams Key Partners division.
Right. Yep. And portions of her proceeds go to Casey Pet Project. Gotta love it. Thank you, Miss Kylie. And we love you. And we will do you proud on this next Do We Have to Talk About It.
Yeah.
Where's our first question from?
The first question we have is from Anne.
Does Anne say where she's from?
I believe she's here in Kansas City.
Fucking love that.
Based
Let's
on the
do
email
it.
address.
Let's go. What's her? Oh, never mind.
No, I'm
Jesus.
not giving that out.
Yep.
That sounds awful.
Hold on. I'm going to pull up your cards. Emily actually made cards, the matriarch of the family. So
I felt like we got
Saturday
a lot
Night
of
Live here.
negativity with like the crinkle paper. So like we have notes just so we don't like screw up anything. But
I love that.
we don't have a script
screw up
because
things.
I don't know how to do a script. And
Perfect.
that doesn't sound like fun. Like I don't want a scripted show.
Absolutely.
So,
Nope. Yep. Good and bad. It's authentic. It's just coming from the old noggins.
Yeah, I'm unfiltered.
That's right. So, Miss Ann, what does she say?
She says, love the show. Emily, can you please share your hair and makeup tips? Also, where are your nails done? How do you find the time as a mom of 3? I have 4 children and 2 stepkids, and I try to get time to pamper myself, and I never find the time. Do you schedule time for self-care, or do you feel guilty for spending time and money on yourself instead of the kids? Do you teach your girls about self-care? I feel like I live in sweats and ponytails. I recently cut all of my hair off in hopes that I would look and feel better, but I think I look worse. Help a busy mom find time for herself like you.
That was really well said, Ann.
Super nice of you, Anne, first of all.
6 fucking kids.
I know.
This platform's yours. You're going to be answering this question, but can I just say,
Yeah.
that is fucking impressive. I
Yeah,
can't even
like,
imagine. And I
can't.
I have baby fever going right now.
And I don't.
Our neighbor has 2 young children. She
Yeah.
has a baby, and she's a wonderful neighbor, by the way.
Yes.
Shout out Mary Beth. Her child, I could not be more in baby mode, which is just a weird thing for me.
Well,
But
her
I
kids,
can't imagine
they're
having
just adorable.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
they really
I can't
are.
imagine 6. And kudos to you for being clearly a very involved step parent, because that's a whole other world that I know nothing about and that I just have the utmost respect for, because you are taking on a role that I'm sure comes with a lot of baggage and a lot of, emotion, and like, God bless you for having 4 children and 2 others that you share responsibilities for. Like, just, and kudos to you. And also, thank you so much. I feel very weird for having this question, because I do not see myself as an influencer of any kind. I do not feel myself as being a pro in anything of makeup and hair or nails or anything.
You put it on and you do it.
And so I don't actually know how to answer this. I can do some research on like how to do a get ready with me kind of video later on, or I can set up a like to know it account and share my face stuff with you guys. But honestly, my hair,
You think Ann wants you to come over and show her how to put on makeup?
I don't know.
I think. What do you have a couple of methods of how you do self-care when it comes to your nails and your makeup,
But
right?
I don't consider my hair and my makeup self-care. I think of that as just daily grooming.
That's self-care.
But as far as like my nails go, I actually am right now doing them myself. I've had a really bad experience a couple months ago. Well, prior to getting my surgery, I took your dad for a pedicure, and he loved it. We both got pedicures.
Shout out Papa Ron.
And I got a manicure, and they did the dip powder on my real nails.
What's the dip powder? What does that even mean?
I don't like, it's nail polish, but it's like you stick your finger in a jar and then they like paint it with another thing, and then you stick it again, and then like right now
It's very complex.
I did gel on my fingers here at home, and I stuck my hand in the little gel light. There was no light that was needed, but it's not as like, there's no dry time when I use like polish. So anyway, I don't know. But I had to go get it off for surgery.
Sure.
And they took like a plastic nail and they ripped off the dip color.
Sure.
And my nails all broke. They hurt for days. And they took off like a layer of my nail. So I was like, never, ever
So you're
again.
telling Ann she should get her powder nails done?
No, I'm not. Unless you know of a place that won't do that to you. Because everybody I told was like, oh, I've never had that done before. Like, that should never have happened, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I will not recommend that place. But I've honestly never been to a place that I've become like a regular at. So I just go wherever. But I like pedicures more than manicures because I can do my nails here at home. So I have a nail light that I got off Amazon. I have nail gel colors that I bought at like Target and Amazon. As far as my hair goes, I've yet to get it colored for quite some time, as you can tell. But I go to Emily Wells at Salon 152, I believe. And I've gone to her for like longer than I've known
She
you.
cuts her kids' hair too.
I've gone to her for like 15 years,
Long
maybe.
time.
She's the best.
She used to cut my hair when I had it.
Yeah. And I probably won't stop until she goes out of business. So I will follow her wherever she goes.
You mean retire? Are you
Yeah.
really wishing her to go out of business?
No, I mean,
Sorry,
like
Emily.
when she stops being
I
a
know.
stylist.
Yes.
Yeah. And as far as spending the money on it, do I feel guilty for spending time and money on it? No, I don't.
It's an investment. It's an investment. There's a difference,
You have
right?
to invest in yourself
Yeah,
in
you
order
do.
to do anything for your kids. If you're not taking care of yourself, you're not going to, it's like the whole airplane thing. Like if you're not going to, like you have to put your own air mask on before somebody else's. Like you have to put your own life jacket on before somebody else's. Right. And I'm not saying that because like I don't choose my children over me. Like clearly I'm going to choose my kid. But
unless we're in an airplane.
No, I just like how am I going to keep them safe if I'm dying?
Absolutely.
Like,
we're never going to be the best that we can be if we're not making sure we're taking care of ourselves.
Right. And as far as living in sweats and ponytails, girl, I'm in sweats right now. And my hair was in a ponytail up until like 30 minutes ago. And then I took it out. So
there's nothing wrong with wearing that.
Absolutely not.
As long as you don't
like,
feel like it is putting you in some sort of spiral of like not feeling good about yourself.
Right.
Then it's kind of like you got to take that time and be strategic and make sure you're getting yourself dressed. Just like what Emily was saying about, well, I don't consider makeup self-care. It is, because you're actually forcing yourself to get up and you're presenting yourself in your best light, and it does help you make you feel good.
But I've also always been this way. Like I love nail polish and makeup and hair stuff. I grew up, and this is no offense to my mom whatsoever. So Mom, if you listen, I am not trying to be mean in any way, but my mom did not do hair and makeup.
Yeah.
And I think part of it was me just being in dance and all of that stuff. So we did all of that, but I'm also like a very girly girl and, definitely a girl's girl. So I've always played around with makeup and hair and nails and all of that stuff. And out of my sisters, I was the one that did all of that. So, and I still am today. So I'm always looking for the next best, like hair care, style, like makeup, all of that stuff.
But it doesn't really matter though if you're not making time for it. I think that's kind of like one of the things she's asking, right? Is that, hey, I've got
like
all
my
these
routine is super simple. It takes me 10 minutes to do my makeup. Like this took me less than 10.
So strategically though, what would you like? I feel like what she's asking is like strategically, how are you doing this? And I think that's a good point, right? When it comes to time, even if it is a micro session of self-care or it is a macro session of self-care, meaning like you have 2 hours that you can leave the house, which you've done before, right? And as a husband, I've been stupid in the sense of you're going to make time for it. You know when you want it. And again, it's not being cognizant of your partner's health. It is, am I being mindful of that? And even if I know we don't have 2 hours, am I recognizing that you're having a rough day? And like, is it a time to take the kids and do something with them give you 15 minutes to read a book alone or do your nails. And I think
Right.
you have to be strategic with it, but it requires you to be strategic with, if you're married, with your partner, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Well, and that's
Which
one reason
I don't think
why
we've been successful at that plenty of times.
That's one reason why I invested in the gel lamp and gel polish lately, is because I can do 1 or 2 nails at a time, go do something else and come back and do another one. Or, you know what I mean? Like I can do it throughout the day. I don't need to spend 30 minutes on doing my nail polish, letting it dry. I can't do the dishes. I can't cook dinner. I can't help the kids and get it dressed or get ready to go because my nails are wet. And if I do something, they're going to get messed up. And then I'm going to be mad because I really wanted my nails painted. And then it's a mess. So for me, it is spending, $15 on a thing of gel nail color because I have a lamp that I can use at home that I can do whatever I need to when I need to do it. And I try to do it at night when the kids are in bed or they're eating dinner and I'm not, because I don't eat dinner really. But I find the random time to do it. But right now I have all 10 nails done except for one.
There you go.
I haven't had a chance to finish it. So,
Yep.
It's just one of those things that I just tend to do. But I don't wear true foundation. I wear tinted moisturizer. So my skincare routine is also makeup.
Yeah.
So, my lip color is a lip stain that I put on, and then I do the rest of my face, and then I peel it off, and I've got lips for the day.
So you really should try to incorporate self-care with presenting yourself at the same time too. So
Yeah, but do I care that I'm in sweats? No, because this is done, so I feel somewhat put together.
there you go. I think that's great. I think that's a good strategy. And it's not something I've ever really thought about before, but micro attending to yourself, micro self-care is, I don't even know if that's a thing. If
I
it
don't
is,
know.
do we have to just came up with it? Legally, we own it. But micro self-care, I think that if you're looking for, hey, how do you do this? You have to work with time, not against it. The fact is, working with time is recognizing we don't have very much of it.
No.
How do you do that? How do you make yourself the most optimal? You create micro moments for yourself. And that's even with exercise too, because how many of us are like, well, I don't have an hour to go to the gym, so I'm just not going to work out. Go lift for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Get on the bike for 10 minutes. Do that throughout the day, 3 different times a day. You've got 30 minutes worth of working out. We have the ability to do it. We know how to do it. But I do think that we need other people supporting us in doing that. And I think micro self-care is the way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have to be strategic about it. Knowing, and again, it's time. It's having a positive relationship time. What does your days look like? We all are pretty much in routines. So we need to be combative together strategically. And that's something you and I need to talk about. And now just talking through this, there's so much more we can do.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm not anywhere near where I should be as far as helping you with that time. That has been 2 ships riding by each other. And it's oh, that ship's getting attacked. That's probably not good. I guess I'll go over there and help. Right. Yeah. So it's all responsive. Mm-hmm. So I think this is a great question, but I think the best thing you can do is you do have to make time for yourself. But if time is an enemy right now, you have to adjust that mindset and you have to incorporate probably micro self-care, micro moments where you take care of yourself, micro moments where you're doing the things you love. And that adds up throughout the week. And then you're a much more healthy individual who's probably a lot easier to deal with. I know I am when I'm doing the things I like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll make a little post of my favorite skincare and stuff, and I'll link.
We'll just go over to Uncle Colin's house. We'll have him film you do your makeup.
90% of everything that I buy is on Amazon, to be 1,000%.
90%, that's math. Shout out Uncle Jeff.
So I can link the lamp that I use for my nail polish. I can link my moisturizer and my
I would definitely say definitely should post the components you use, because that's another thing too, is not only are you have micro moments, but create the ability to be flexible, meaning that even if something changes in your plans, hey, I dedicated half an hour I was going to go get my nails done. Something changed, kid's sick from school. Okay, well, they're going to go lay down and sleep. I've got this equipment here, and you get what you pay for. Just get something that's quality for yourself.
Yes,
up front.
That's a big thing. I spend money on,
but it lasts longer. Otherwise, you're replacing it every couple months. We did that. We try to go cheap, but then you end up replacing it a lot more. So you're spending the same amount of money.
And I have really, really sensitive skin.
Yep.
So I can't just go to wherever and buy whatever. I have to really pay attention to what's in it, because I'm allergic to witch hazel, for example. And like, if that's in a skincare product, I will be all sorts of broken out. I have psoriasis on my scalp. So if I wear or use a shampoo that isn't going to be, helpful for my scalp, then I'm going to break out and it's going to flare up. If I use dry shampoo that has certain fragrances or chemicals in it, I break out. So like I'm a walking allergy, to be honest with you.
Well, be mindful of your budget. You know what you can afford and can do, but do whatever you can to the highest quality. And as I would say, and if you're married or dating somebody, a partner, whatever they is, like, I think it is our duty to be more mindful about being supportive of that and vice versa. So you need to be doing the same thing. And if we're having those conversations about how we can support each other, a lot of times that's not something I would do. So I think that's dumb. Conversation goes out the window, because then you're really helping each other. And it's more about giving you guys opportunities to decompress and take care of yourself, which ultimately makes you better. Your relationship's better. Your parenting's better. Everything is better.
Yeah. So I'll post my favorite stuff for you, Anne. And
great question, Anne.
If you have any other questions, you can email us, and I'll just answer you directly, because I am not a professional and I feel really weird.
I think it's great. And it really, and again, we talked about it at the beginning of the show. It's time. How do we utilize time to be the best we can be? Otherwise, time's going to make us the worst we can be. And this was a great question.
The amount of time possible to do my makeup is the best.
Yeah, in some cases, but in some cases you may need it. And it's really about being strategic about it, and then giving yourself the ability to have long-term self-care, like long time self-care, or short time, micro self-care, macro or micro self-care.
Yeah.
Write a book.
Go for it.
All right.
Yeah.
So thank you, Anne, so much. Again, let us know how it's going. Yeah. Keep them coming, Anne. Appreciate that. And thank you for being a part of the Do We Have To crew. And thank you for being part of the greatest city in the whole wide world, Kansas City.
Yeah. And God bless you for raising 6 kids.
Yeah. I don't know why I hit the mic there 3 times. Go right ahead.
I don't know.
What do we got next?
Our next question comes from, and I feel so bad because I know I'm going to ruin her name.
It's Alexa.
Oh my God. Is it really?
Yeah. It's just with a K instead of it's Alexa, like the Amazon thing.
See, I was going to say Aliska or Alaska.
I'm pretty sure it's Alexa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now I feel like an idiot.
No, don't feel an idiot. I'm just saying it. I think it's straightforward.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I tried too hard. Anyways,
go right ahead.
Her message is, my husband and I love your show. We listen on our coffee runs. Thank you very much. She says, before having...
You'd say listen to us for 15 minutes a week.
No. Our coffee runs take forever.
That's true. Yeah.
Anyways, she goes, before having kids, we all have ideas about the kind of parent we'll be. No screen time, no yelling, or always making homemade meals.
Yeah.
What's something you and Sean said you'd never do as a parent, but ended up doing anyway?
My thought process about this, we talked about this a little bit last night. Let's ping pong this shit. Why don't you go with one? I'll go with one. We can talk as we bring them up. Let's talk about it.
Video games and their ratings. I said I would always be very, very aware of their ratings on video games, and like nothing violent, nothing with a gun, nothing first shooter. And my son's favorite video game of all time is Fortnite, where
you have to hunt 99 other people on a map every game.
Shooter person thingy.
It's third person shooter right now.
Oh, I don't know. I don't really know the difference of shooters.
Third person is when you can see the person on the screen and you can maneuver them. And first person is if you're holding the gun.
Oh.
Okay. That's all right.
Okay.
Just a little gamer knowledge for you.
Yeah, but yes, he's hunting people.
He's helped me shoot zombies in Resident Evil. Yeah, definitely exposed. Here's the thing. I will say this, and feel free to be judgmental about it, and that is absolutely fine, because that's not everybody's approach to how they do it. What we did was initially we were very rigid about those things.
Yeah.
And I think that did at times cause tension, because I grew up in like a very I don't know. I want to lax is probably not the word, but it's more of just like my mom took me when I was 5 to see Child's Play, which was a terrible, terrible idea. So I grew up like
I'm 38
and I don't even want to say liberal, because I feel like that's a derogatory. Very like, hey, let them. That's the exposure to that sort of stuff. My mom's frame of reference. I don't think she thought that would have any effect. clearly we know that's not the case, because I know some of my high function anxiety is from some of the shit that I watched when I was little.
Right.
Right. But I think also, though, we started coming to an understanding that, like, we can kind of tell developmentally, at least based on what we're seeing, some of the kids were more tolerable or didn't seem to bother them where it would affect them negatively on certain things. Tegan and Maeve, we don't let them have access to any of that stuff. No. Seamus, I mean, he really doesn't. It does not seem to affect him psychologically in certain ways. So there's certain movies, like Marvel movies, he started watching, I think, a little earlier than what we planned. Same thing with video games or certain ones. And there's still stuff we don't let him play or watch.
There was for one of his birthdays, he wanted to see the new Doctor Strange movie, and we went to it, and it was basically a zombie Marvel movie, and I was mortified.
The guy that made Evil Dead. So Sam, yeah. So it is a little darker when it comes to Marvel, but he was, but was he fine? Did he have nothing? No. You know what I mean? So, like,
totally unfazed. Thought it was the coolest thing in the world.
So it's one of those things. And then you have to balance it out with the fact that, like, I like playing video games and I like those kind of movies. So am I, like, massaging more the fact that I like it and I have somebody that I have a companionship with to be along with me? I definitely think that played into it initially. Mm-hmm. And then it's more about, hey, this is what's best for each kid. And we're looking at it. Does it make sense? And sometimes we disagree, but I think because the mindset is that something they're going to be able to handle? And is it something that would bring them joy? Then we have the conversation. If it's something outside of that, it's done. We don't have that anymore, right? So I guess to answer, like, sort of to your point, the ratings thing, we definitely thought we would be able to stick within the age of whatever the appropriate rating was. That went out the window about 6 years into Seamus's life.
Yeah, and I still struggle with it, to be honest.
Absolutely.
With you, especially with, like, movies and TV shows and some video games. Like right now he's playing one that I completely disagree with, but he handles it. You handle it. They talk through it. We
also talk about it before hey, for example, right? There was we had that one where it was like the Alien movie, Alien Romulus. I was like, this is, first off, initially we were like, no, it's rated R. No. Then I looked through and I was like, there's no sexual content. He's seen people get hurt or whatever. He's very aware that when movies are very, but then I was like, but here's the thing. It's very scary and dark. And so I kind of set the ground of what that means, right? Without giving details that would scare him. And then sure enough, what happened? He made the decision for himself. He's like, nah, I'm gonna hold off on that one. I said, that's perfect. Let's do that later middle school. Yeah. We'll watch all the Alien movies. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, like, that's what I'm saying. So, like, and we learned that the hard way, because there was like 10,000 mistakes in between that. So don't take that as if we're saying it like, oh, we just figured it out. That's 10 years worth of life to kind of get to that point. And there was a lot of mistakes before that. And he probably got exposed to certain things he shouldn't have at a young age.
And like we researched the video games that he does. Like, we know there's like Roblox is not as secure as possible. So we don't
do Roblox.
We don't do that one. But yeah, you play pretty much every game with him.
I do.
You're on with him. So he's never playing by himself. He's never
or
online
he only has approved friends
public.
That we do, but it's still not what we planned for it. So I guess that's the answer to that question.
But we tried to hover that situation as much as possible.
Yeah.
What's something else that you...
Spanking. So when they were young, I mean, I might get raked over the coals for this, but I'm going to be honest and like learn from our mistakes. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've still, as of recently this year, I've maybe once or twice have spanked the kids, and not in like an aggressive, insane manner, but like there are times where I just feel like we've exhausted every gentle parenting tactic. We've done everything we possibly can to have a conversation. And there's just times where I'm like, but I think it's selfish. I think it is letting my frustration get the best of me to send a message that, hey, from an authority standpoint, you cannot be this way. And it's just, I don't know. I still don't know.
I've spanked before and I've smacked their butts and I just never
thought I would. It's only been a handful of times, but I never thought I would. Wouldn't think I would.
I've never felt good after doing it, and I've never seen how it's corrected the behavior. It's almost made the behavior worse.
I don't think anybody comes out of it feeling
sort
good.
Of other situation. It's like spun it in a different direction. So
it's
like I've never figured it out. Yeah.
It's a Band-Aid over a bullet hole scenario.
Yeah, it's just not.
And I found when I have done it, I always end up apologizing after.
Absolutely.
Like, there's really never a good reason to spank, and then just kind of explain where I'm coming at. But like, that's one where, you know, the 10 times I've done it in our kids' lives or whatever, how many ever it is, it's never been good.
No.
Like, it's never accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. It's never made me feel like the parent that I am. And if I never do it again, I'm very excited about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
I said I would never yell because I grew up in a household where there was a lot of yelling.
Yeah.
And I yell every day.
I think yelling's
All day,
fine to a certain standpoint. I just think sometimes both of us get just too worked up. And I think it comes off where it's like, you're just an annoyance or whatever. Like, I feel like we do that all the time. And I feel like we got a lot of work to do as being parents.
When I hit my rope, like when I get mentally and physically exhausted, that's when I don't have any capacity for a temper. And I lose mine, and I yell, and I get frustrated really easy, and I don't handle it well. And yelling is my default, and I hate that about myself.
I think it's fine to yell.
I hate it.
I just think sometimes when we yell, it's our anger is getting to the point now we're not even thinking about what the goal is. What's the goal of why we're reacting?
Yeah.
Is it to get them to understand they're doing something wrong?
There's nothing productive happening when I get to that point.
Well, and then I'll say something that's not kind, or, you know, potentially, or like, there's just plenty of things I know I've done that no matter what, even if you try to be a perfect parent, you're going to create some couch time. Like I say couch time, you're going to create some damage because, like, we're all human. We all err, you know, and I definitely think that's one of them. Right. I mean, we're trying to be proactive with this stuff.
Absolutely.
But I think there's going to be a day where they're going to bring up something we did. And I just think I have to be there to be accountable for it. And we've talked about it with them a bunch of times. So I think that's probably the best thing is like, it's okay that you aren't living up to these standards that really weren't realistic in the first place, because that's what it was. From a frame of reference standpoint, we're all where we came from. And our parents too. So we can be upset with our parents a bit, like, and I'm no way saying like neglect or look over any true harm that's been done to you. Not saying that, but you got to understand our parents grew up a certain way. Like, they're doing the best they can with what they have.
Everybody is part of a cycle. And it's what part of that cycle are you going to get yourself out of and put yourself in a new cycle? But you still bring the cycle you grew up with into your new one. And like, it's about self-awareness. It's not like a continuous circle. It's like a telephone spiral cord. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you're evolving, you're moving, but it's still connected to everything that's happened in your past and their past and the past that they grew up in. Like, everybody keeps bringing parts and bits and pieces of it with you, and you just continue to spiral it through. Yeah. So like, there's a lot of like ending the generational toxicity kind of stuff happening on like social medias and stuff, like where you have that wine glass and like how much water it takes to clear it out. You will never, ever be the one to completely empty that out for your kid. It is always going to be a cycle that they're going to have to work on. You're going to have to work on. Like, I wish people would understand that you will always be bringing parts of your past into everything that you do. Absolutely. And they will continue to bring it into theirs. But I think it's really, and again, go back into, oh, sorry. Well, I just want to, like, we could talk about this for hours, but I think put everything you think you're going to be as a parent, and then when you have your baby, be willing to say goodbye to all of it. Yeah, just willing to be flexible, like knowing that things change. Your kid may be different. Your kid may have different kinds of needs that don't fit into a certain box. Right. All three of I thought I would be a uniform parent. Like, me and my two sisters, I feel like all three of us had three different groups of parents when we had one. Sure. And I never understood that because I felt like I was always gypped. Where my sisters, they would feel like they got gypped on, like, you know, we know now. This parent gets this, or this sister got this, but I didn't. And this one got this, and then I didn't. And then blah, 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 blah. But I never understood it. And then I had three kids who are physically, emotionally, spiritually, intellectually, in every capacity, completely different.
Completely different.
And they have completely different needs, values, wants, all of it. There is not a single thing that each three need outside of like their basic needs.
Yeah.
And so we have to parent each child completely different and individually.
And they need different attention and different amounts of attention at different times. Like
right.
we're seeing
and
that
different approaches.
We're seeing that with Tegan right now, right? We're getting some attention-seeking behavior. It's because of how we're handling being parents. Like some of these behaviors are happening because obviously we're not giving something that needs to be given. And I know we were just talking about this, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And we talked a lot about it, and, you know, like she talks about it in her therapy sessions. Seamus talks about it in his.
Yeah.
You know, Maeve is, she's not too little for therapy. We just aren't there yet with her, like in the communication mind frame of it. Like she'll start probably in the next year.
Well, and how the medical industry works, that's really not the age that they really cover that with insurance and do those things anyway.
So, you know, but my idea when I got pregnant and I had kids, I was going to do everything different, and I was going to be the, you know, best whatever. And I had a baby food maker, and it
we're on food?
Never ever got used.
Yeah. Food's a big one. Food, exercise, and sports, honestly, they kind of all intertwine, but like I thought I wouldn't put like any of the things I was interested in. Like I wouldn't put pressure on them to do certain things. And I feel like, especially my younger years of being a dad, I definitely did that.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I've done kind of an about face, especially since we've been on our health journey that we have been. And I've been pretty tough on them about really realistically telling them what's going to happen if they form bad habits now as children when it comes to a relationship with food, exercise, and even competition. Because we need competition. Competition breeds successful people. Like if we don't want anything to do with that, if we don't want to look at labels and be mindful of the stuff that's in the food, like it's okay to eat bad food, but understanding having a moderate type of relationship with that type of food, all of those sorts of things. I feel like I've turned into a drill sergeant on that. I never thought I would. But I do want the kids to be the best they can be. Yeah. And when you watch and listen to people that are the most successful, they have what I think people would take as an extreme mindset about it. It's just, can you help them balance an extreme mindset and create a healthy response with it? Yeah. That's the thing. But it's definitely not something I saw myself doing. Yeah.
Just be willing to evolve as a human being, as a parent.
And be graceful with yourself. Because when you're gracious with yourself, then you can say, I fucked up. And you can have those, you can take time, take the minute amount of time when you make a mistake to say you're sorry. Yeah. And that your kids are going to learn that too.
And like your kid is going to appreciate, they may not fully understand
what your thought process was.
But tell them like, you know, this is why we used to do something this way, but now we're going to do it this way because of this, and this. Like it's not about being an equal with your child. It's about being transparent when needed.
And giving them an understanding of why you're doing what you're doing.
Right. And like,
that's what's worked for us now.
Yeah. But I mean, we are in no means parent experts.
No, but I'm just saying we're finding more success in doing it this way. And I'd rather the kids tell us we're explaining something too much, which that happens now more than it is. Yeah, they don't understand why we're reacting a certain way.
Like, fine, whatever.
Because we'll fly off the handle, right? We're talking about yelling. We're talking about whatever. There always is an explanation after it. This is why it scares me when you behave this way, because when you have a job, God, how many times, right? Yeah. You can't act like this. You get outside of this house and you treat somebody this way, there's things you're not going to come back from. You know, and it's heavy conversations, but they have to understand why we're reacting that way, because we're scared. We don't want anything bad to happen to you. Right. I mean, like, I'm leveling with you. You might have a kid one day. You don't want anything bad to happen to them. So you want to prepare them to be the best they can be. Sometimes that means I'm going to be in your ass. You know what I mean? Like that's the cussing at the kids.
But like, we're also like at their level, you know, like we don't talk down to them.
Sometimes we do.
We talk with them.
Well, I know, but sometimes we do when we're mad. And again, temperament, but you got to take the time time can be your enemy. If you're just like, you fly off and then you just leave it alone. Well, that's where the damage comes. There doesn't have to be damage. If you take the time to explain, to make it right, we're good.
Yeah.
So don't beat yourself up, guys. Alexa, besides having a fantastic name, I'm sorry that
So sorry.
Amazon.
I'm so sorry.
Amazon ruined your name a little bit, but
Super
thank you so
sorry.
much for the question. But yeah, no, there's 10 million things, but those are definitely some of the specific ones. And
We could talk about it for hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hey, do we have to crew again? Reach out to
I'd
us.
love to know
Tell us
what
on socials. Like,
you
what
guys
is
all
something
say.
that you guys expected to really follow through with the entire time you were parents that just didn't end up being a reality? And guess what? It's okay. And what did you do to pivot from that and make it the best situation possible? Help me and Emily out. We're new parents every day because our kids are getting in different stages we're not ready for yet. We have not had a single teenager come through here. So if I'm sitting here to talk to you about a teenager,
you're in the preteen
I can only tell you
days.
about that as being a pseudo uncle, a faux uncle for our chosen family. Like I can tell you a little bit about being around those teenagers, but like being an actual parent to teenagers, I haven't. So
No.
yeah. So thank you, Alex.
Parents help parents.
That's right. Parents help parents. Hashtag parents help parents. I love that.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for your questions. Do we have to, crew? We greatly appreciate you.
Yeah.
And that's going to wrap it up for today's show.
Yeah.
Overall.
Yeah.
I do want to say though that we've got some fun things coming up.
Yep.
We've got another episode coming up. Our third installment of the Do We Have To book club, which we're going to be covering Mel Robbins' Let Them Theory.
Mm-hmm.
I've really enjoyed this book. I think as far as like a lot of the things that we wanted to come out of communicating to our Do We Have To crew with this project, it adheres to a lot of that. It's not the best book I've ever read in the world, but it is a good book. And I think it is worth your time. So I look forward to talking about that next week. And continue to update us. Send us your questions. We'll pick, do we have to talk about it back up here as soon as we get done with this question. And then we're also going to be diving into a heavy question. Emily and I are going to be talking about the time we, almost decided to end our relationship and the things that revolved around that. It's going to be one question that we got from the Do We Have To crew. And thank you so much. I think it's Lakeisha that sent us the question. We're going to spend a whole episode about that one question. And you guys are going to get to know us and you're going to see us when we were at our most negative at times. So I do look forward to going over that conversation. And in the meantime, just be on the lookout for the new episodes on the website, dowehavето.com. Submit questions to the show. You can get information. You can buy the book that we have out there, and you can see information on the new episode when it's available. And then, of course, we're on our
And the
socials.
book that's out there is the Let Them Theory. Like we don't have a book. Like we just put a link to.
It's Mel
a
Robbins'
book.
Let Them Theory. If you want, we have a link to go out to Amazon so you can get it easier. That's it. We don't get anything from it.
No.
And then we're on, of course, our social medias. We post videos every day, and now we're going to be wanting feedback from the Do We Have To crew in the form of hashtag Sour Patch Kids moments, hashtag the Do We Have To DST. And Emily, where can they reach us on social medias?
You can also friend us on Peloton.
Well, you're right. We can get there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you can. No, you didn't do anything wrong. We're good.
You can find us on YouTube at Do We Have To Marriage Podcast.
That's where our main show is, and you see it actually recorded live. Or not live, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, we're
actually
not live.
video recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can go to our website, which is dowehavето.com. You can find us on Instagram, Threads, and Facebook at do.we.have.to. You can find us on X or Twitter, because I'm old, at Do We Have To Pod. And you can follow us along with TikTok at Do We Have To A Marriage Pod.
Yep.
And then back to Peloton.
Yes, Peloton.
You can follow Sean at Do We Have To Pod KC, or you can follow me at Emily_in_KC. We have a team called hashtag Do We Have To Crew.
That's right.
Sean set up some weekly challenges, and eventually we'll get into surprises. But for our first challenge that we did, we have a winner.
So actually,
Bryan.
and we will announce winners and people that have accomplished the goals on the show, especially with our team. I'm actually surprised we've gotten so many thus far, but like
super cool.
The fact
Helped
is,
me get back on the bike.
Yeah. And so last week it was Michaela Allen, who goes by Michaela Bryan on the Peloton app. She actually worked out the most amount of time and had the most workouts.
Yeah.
We got multiple people right now. And I'm actually, when I'm looking at this, I've got our weekly challenges this week were, can you get 3 workouts in? Right. And it looks like Michaela knocked that out of the park. I just got that done. Emily, you're on it. We've got 3 or 4 other members that have done it. And then right now for our actual challenge of complete the most workouts, right now we've got Lydia Bordeaux, who's in the lead. So Lydia, with 5 workouts, is in the lead, and I'm right behind her, and Emily. And so that's our top 3. Michaela, make sure you join this challenge, because I'm pretty sure you'd be in the lead if you were in it.
Absolutely.
So just make sure our team is Do We Have To Crew. The hashtag, or the way the Peloton does it is, it's like they're building a community, but then they also are keeping their old stuff. So we have our hashtag we're associated with it. Make it one of your hashtags. That'd be great. But join our team, the Do We Have To Crew team, and follow Emily and I, and let's get on a health journey together.
We can join your teams too. We can help support
you got to come
each
to
other.
us. Got to come to us.
Okay, well.
But hey, every week on Sunday, I'm going to send out for the new challenges for the week coming up on Monday, or Emily will, one of us will. And we'll let you know. And we'll try to just do a goal of how many workouts we can get done, and then some sort of other challenge that we can be competitive with each other with. Yeah. So let's keep pressing each other. Let's keep trying to be the best people we possibly can be.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So thank you guys again. Do We Have To Crew? Be kind to yourselves. Be kind to others. Don't be an asshole.
I really hate that.
Have a wonderful day, everybody. I love you.
I love you too, Joel.
Wake up, I'm about to shake up every little thing, show you all that we can be. Come dance in my glow.